everybody, welcome back to a brand new Poopy Bus Adventures video.
My name's Veda.
I'm Jeremiah.
And today we're going to be talking about our 1 year on the road.
Yeah, it's been a little bit more than a year.
Yeah, it's been probably about a year and 3 months now. We've been slacking on making this video a little bit. We had some stuff come up, so we just didn't make it yet.
We've been on the road.
Yeah.
We've been on the road. We've been visiting my family. We've been driving. We're finally feeling energized after taking like a week off of doing anything.
Yeah.
Literally.
Just hanging out and doing nothing.
Yeah, literally just hanging out in the bus doing nothing. We've done a couple little projects, taking some stuff down, putting some stuff up. We'll kind of get into that in a little bit. But we're kind of doing like a what is it called?
De-influence, I guess?
Yeah, this is like a de-influencing kind of list, like the good, the bad, and the ugly of
just a
schoolie
realistic
life.
view.
Yeah, super realistic. We're not sugarcoating it. We're not trying to make it sound better than it is or worse than it is or this or that. Because at the end of the day, I think we both really like it.
Yeah,
I've been enjoying it thoroughly.
We don't want to do anything else yet, so.
Yeah, we haven't wanted to switch.
Like
the only thing we wanted to do is get a bigger rig.
Yeah, that's it. But I think we'll get into that in one of the categories, I guess.
Yeah. So welcome back. This is our 1 year video. We've got talking points. I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget. We'll get into the good first. So these are some good things that you can, expect pretty much no matter what if you're vehicle dwelling.
Yep.
So schoolie, van life, bus life, car life,
whatever it is,
whatever RV, pickup truck, whatever it may be. But these are some of the good things that we've found that seem pretty universal, like no matter who you talk to, and especially not for us. But we'll get into it. So the first big one is just the freedom.
Yeah. You just get to go wherever you want. You get to leave whenever you want. You get to go see new places. I feel like that's a huge one. With the freedom part is just when you're working a regular job or you're in an apartment, you can't just go to another state and just go see stuff with your house also, Yeah,
and you definitely can't go park in the middle of the woods if you've got a 9 to 5.
That's true.
So yeah, the freedom to go where you want and do what you want. I mean, it's a pretty obvious thing, like, yeah, freedom, but you really don't understand it until you get on the road.
Yeah.
What freedom is. It's not driving around your local city, going to a park.
Yeah.
It's driving, 2.5 hours out into the middle of nowhere after stocking up at Walmart or wherever, and then just being able to park and just hang out in the middle of the desert or in the middle of a forest or in the middle of a field or wherever it may be, and just doing what you want to do while you're there.
Yeah.
Which for us, we live a pretty simple life.
Yeah, we do.
I play video games, I like to play video games. I don't need to be online. I like to just hang out and play stuff.
Yeah. I like to hang out outside, play with my Flow Star. I do like to be online. I like to scroll, so I won't lie about that one.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that. Like, we're honest about what we like. We're not like super health nerds or like fitness instruction
or super into that. We're just kind of like,
normal. We're as normal as it gets. I like being inside. I mean, I'm like becoming more of a homebody. I spent most of my youth outside playing skateboarding for like 15 years, and it's nice to just lay down in bed and play some video games and just hang out.
Yeah, I've always been a homebody, so I feel like it's nice to have your house wherever you're at.
Yeah. This is another really big one that is, again, fairly universal, especially if you do this right. It's fairly inexpensive, the low cost.
Yeah. It has been for us, at least. I mean, we have seen other people do it differently. You could do it a lot cheaper than we do. You could also spend a lot more money, Yeah. It just depends on what you want to do. But from our perspective, and again, we're not very cheap about it. We could be cheaper, but it's a very low cost lifestyle for sure.
Yeah, one of the first things we did when we moved into the bus was kind of start budgeting really heavily. And the main thing about living in such a small space is you can't take on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Even if you want to or have like a habit of getting stuff, there's nowhere for stuff to go.
Yeah.
And in a really limited amount of space, we found that we got rid of a lot of stuff.
There's just a lot of stuff that you don't use or you don't need necessarily. You're not using it on a daily basis,
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff that you're like us for the first 4 months. We're like, we need this, we need that, we need this, we need that. We got to go get this, we got to go get that. And most of that stuff has been thrown away.
It's either been thrown away, given away, or it's still sitting in here and we haven't used it,
Yeah, so that's another thing. The low cost is pretty insane. People will always talk about gas and this and that, but that really depends on how much you want to move around.
Yeah, it depends on what kind of rig you have and how much you want to move around. I mean, for us, we have a gas bus, so it's not as expensive as diesel, but we only get like 10 to 13 miles per gallon. So it's not like we have a van that gets, 20, 30 miles per hour, whatever I said before.
Per gallon.
Per gallon.
But we have a 31-gallon tank. So right now with current prices, about $50, $110 fills up the tank. And then we can get about 300 and maybe 20 miles on that.
Yeah.
And if you're, calculating that out and you're like, oh man, I'm going to be driving a lot. We tend to kind of stay in one spot for, a 14-day period.
Yeah, we do stay places for like 14 days, but I feel like we do drive a lot compared to other people, but maybe not, honestly.
I think we've only been driving a lot because we had to come back this way for some family stuff that came up.
So
but if we were still out west,
across the United States, yeah.
Yeah, we've driven across the United States and back 4 times in the last year.
Yeah.
So across and back, which is insane to say because I never thought I was going to travel.
Yeah.
I never felt like a traveler. I always wanted to see stuff, but once you get on the road, it's really easy.
Yeah.
Which goes into the next big good part, which is it's simple.
Yeah, we already went over that for the most part.
It's a simple life.
It's just simple. Everything's a lot simpler. You have less subscriptions, less things to deal with,
less bills.
There are certain things that can be annoying and frustrating to deal with in a small space, or even just like not having like a full running water system. For some people that can be a priority or a pain in the butt, you know what I mean? But we like the simple life.
Yeah, I mean,
the simple aspect of it.
Yeah, we've even done some things to make stuff more simple. Our electric water pump broke, unfortunately, and we just said, you know what, screw it. We'll just get a foot pump and see if we like it, see if we hate it. And so far, it's been amazing. It's
been like 4 or 5 days now since he's installed it, and he doesn't use it that much, but I use it a lot, a lot, and I like it way better. It's a lot easier to control the amount of water and everything, because that goes into like another category, I'm sure, is like conserving things, conserving your water and your utilities and everything like that,
Yeah, reusing a lot of things. So we're not like super hipster about anything, but recycling and reusing things, or burning your cardboard, like things like that.
Yeah.
They become easier to do when you're in a small space, because when you finish using a Cool Whip container, you're like, sweet, new Tupperware.
Yeah.
Or like my new coffee jugs that we have, they're just from root beer that I like a lot. And I was like, you know what, let's keep it, because they seal themselves. They're nice and thick glass.
They're nice jars.
They're good, So we've inadvertently become hipsters. But yeah, another good thing for us is that we can be as alone as we want.
Yeah, typically we are alone. We like being alone and just out in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah, even though people love parking right next to you when you're 40 miles out in the middle of nowhere and there's no one around, and then at 3 a.m. some random 80-year-old in an RV, the Cross America RV, just pulls up next to you.
Yeah. We do also like meeting other people. We've met other bus people and stuff
Shout
like
out
that.
Courage. Shout out Courage the Cowardly Bus.
And our friends Carm and David.
And then
Caleb.
Caleb is another one. We've met some amazing people on the road, and I've heard people say that in like videos that I watch, like what's his face's videos, like Cheap RV Living.
Bob's videos,
like where people are like, oh, you meet the most amazing people, and it's like, we don't realize it in that moment, but when we go somewhere and someone's like, oh, did you meet anybody? And we're like, yeah, we met a couple people. And then we're like, oh, well, we met some lady out in the desert who does art, and she's living in a van. And then we also met Courage the Cowardly Bus, and he was really cool. I met him while he was holding a rattlesnake.
We're like, oh,
and then we met Caleb.
Like,
So it's really funny because it's like we can be as alone as we want and still be with other people. Like when we met Carm and Dave, there was one day where none of us came out of the buses. We were parked right next to each other. They didn't come out. We didn't come out.
We didn't
bother them. They didn't bother us. And then the next night we all came out and had dinner together. And you get to run in these really unique situations that when you want to be alone, you can. And it's okay. It's okay to want to be in your rig by yourself, curled up in a ball.
You have
in
the
the
option
dark.
to, and I feel like a lot of these people understand that.
Yeah,
you know?
people understand it. Like, this is a story I'll bring up. When we saw Carmen and Dave for the first time when they got out of their bus, I was like, do you guys need like 15 minutes to wind down? Because after a long drive, like, we are fighters.
Arguing.
When it's a long drive day, we argue. Once it gets past like the 4-hour mark, it's when emotions are heated. That's what I'll say. Emotions become heated. But, you know, we give each other our time and we cool down and it's cool. So when they got out of the rig, I was like, you know, do you guys need a minute?
You good?
We know how it is.
Stressful drive, or was this one a good one?
And they came out, they had a blast. That was really good. So yeah, you can be as alone as you want. You can be around as many people as you want.
The dogs getting to like enjoy and see new places and
yeah, who would have ever thought?
To experience new things. We got to take them to the Grand Canyon when it was snowing. And we got this little boy, like
Bubby.
Yeah, little Bubby boy, like a year and a half ago now.
Yeah, so he's spent more than half the time with us, just living the dog dream, just being where he wants to be,
living on the road.
Living on the road. He's a good boy. Vera is having a blast out here. She's like me. She likes being up in bed all day.
Yeah.
There are different types of responsibilities when you're on the road. You do have to be more involved in your own lifestyle. So getting water, dumping your waste, being aware of how much you're consuming. Because if you, like, we can hold about 2 weeks worth of food.
Yeah.
So we can't eat all day.
Yeah.
We can't sit here and snack all day. We've run into a few situations where we snacked out, had no snacks for like 5 days, and we're like, we've got no honey buns.
That's it.
We're hungry and we don't want to cook. So it's a different type of responsibility. It's not like a house where you have to mow your lawn and you know, your dishwasher breaks and there's a leak. It's a whole new...
It's just a different type of responsibility because, again, your house is mobile. So you're also worrying about, you know, is everything okay with that mechanically?
Yeah, is the engine okay? Are my tires okay? Are my fluids doing good? Are there any leaks?
Yeah.
Ah, there's a leak in the boat!
Things like that, and it's not as irresponsible as a lot of people would think.
Yeah.
There is a lot of responsibility that goes into it. You just get a lot more time for you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We get to spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
Vade and I have only been dating for 2 years, 2.5. How long has it been?
We're bad at this.
I think it's been a little bit more than...
I think it's been more than 2 years.
Yeah, and we've been engaged for almost a year.
Yeah.
And
almost a year.
This is the most time I've ever spent with a partner without wanting to kill them. Because you really get to learn the person really well. So whoever you're with, even if you're by yourself, spending this much time disconnected from the internet, whether you want to be or not, which is another thing, you really get to learn the person you're with. You get to learn more about yourself and you become really comfortable in your own skin to the point where I don't like going to super public places anymore.
Yeah, really crowded places.
Like super crowded places give me anxiety because it's like,
much,
there's too many people here. I don't care about all these people. I want to be with my close friends.
And that's it.
And that's it, yeah. So spending a lot of time together is great. So whoever you're with, if you're with yourself, it's also a really good way to become, you know, closer to yourself. Another great thing, obviously, is the beautiful views you get to see.
Yeah.
Like unreal. I've seen views that I was like, I thought this was like AI.
In a different country somewhere. You know?
I thought
like,
this was like somewhere else, not in the US. And then you look and it's right, you know, it's 4 hours away from San Antonio or something. You're like, this is the craziest view I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
We also get a new type of appreciation for things that you have.
Yeah. For the things that we do have, you love them more, I guess you would say. You know, the
you
things
take
that
care
you
of
do
things
love,
a little
you
bit more.
appreciate a lot more for sure.
Neither of us are working right now.
Yeah.
We haven't been since May, and the things that we have, we did work really hard for. We both worked for a really long time. I've been working since I was 15 years old, and now it's finally like time where I can kind of, you know, utilize some of my savings. Not even much.
Yeah.
Because it's like $1,500 a month, less than $1,500 a month to do this lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's all in $1,500. That's a big month too. But yeah, You get a new appreciation for the things that you have. You really take care of this stuff. You're really close to all your stuff too.
Yeah.
So while you might not have a lot of stuff, you're really close to certain things, so you can kind of like make sure this is working, make sure this is charged, make sure this doesn't
It's like
break.
you get used out of the things you have. For example, like you're a video game person, so he has a lot of like little handhelds and consoles and things like this, and like most of them get used now. Like probably before, only 30% of them were getting used every week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now you use them all the time because what else is there to do? We're just hanging out in the middle of nowhere. So
Yeah, literally. Yeah, so new appreciation for stuff. And most things, I'll end it here. Most things are really easy to fix or change.
Yeah.
So for the good stuff, I would say that that's a really good thing is like if something breaks, we'll use the water pump again as an example. We changed it out for a $20 foot pump.
yeah, it's like 99% of the stuff that goes wrong in here, he can figure out how to do it. You know?
Yeah.
Not
Unless
saying
if it's
I
like big
couldn't,
engine work.
but he can figure out how to do it.
Yeah, we both can figure out how to do pretty much whatever it is that breaks in here.
It's all
and
simple. Again,
you
it
can
goes
change
back
it.
to that. Just
like the
being
curtains, we
simple.
changed our front curtains today because we were tired of how much they were drooping down. So we
Yeah.
just rearranged the front of the bus and we're good to go.
Yeah,
you
not
know?
that you can't change things like in a house, but I feel like you're very limited. Like in here, we could just a few things make a drastic difference in what it looks like on the inside.
We
you
took
know?
out a shelf that we had installed back behind where the camera is,
Mhm.
and it gave us access to the
Window
left
over
side
there.
windows, and it made the biggest difference in
Yeah,
the
it
world.
made a huge difference. It feels like the bus is like so much bigger. I think that's it for the good.
I think that's it for the good. Obviously, there's a lot more good.
Yeah. It's amazing. This is literally like the best thing that we could have ever done. So
Yeah.
if you're thinking about doing it, just do it. You
Just
know?
dive right in. We literally took like a week of looking and found a bus, bought it, willy-nilly, sold all of our stuff, and then moved into the bus.
Yeah.
So it was really like a willy-nilly purchase.
Yeah.
However, we will get into some of the bad things. So again, this is kind of like de-influencing a little bit more realistic stuff.
Yeah.
If you live like us, which is surprisingly more boondocking than not, which is just means being in the middle of nowhere with no hookups, no power, no water, nothing
Everything's
nearby.
self-sufficient.
Yeah,
you know?
so you're 100% in your rig, which we honestly didn't think we were going to be doing that much of, but turns out it's way better than we thought and way easier than we thought.
Yeah.
But with those caveats come the bad. My number one bad thing is digging poop holes. If we use our toilet, we have to exfiltrate the excrement, and typically they're in like biocompostable bags, which means I gotta go
Yeah.
out to the desert, dig a hole, dig a deep hole with my little teeny shovel,
You know?
and then come back in, tie off the bags, bring them out.
You
It's
gotta
pretty
do the
gross.
thing.
You got to do what you
But
got to do.
We did have a solution for this thanks to our friends too, which we've known that our toilet can be a composting toilet too, but we did get composting material. So now hopefully, you know, it can last us a lot longer before we have to get rid of the waste.
Yeah, so
But-
hopefully. Another one of the bad is getting gas.
Yeah.
Does suck that you have to fill up every 150 miles
Because
when
like
you're on a
we
long road
will
trip.
also just never let the tank get below like barely
quarter.
half a tank.
Yeah.
That's not like
It'll never
barely
get lower
half
than a quarter.
tank.
Like half a tank, we're pulling over.
Yeah.
So 150 miles, we stop every time.
That's just how, you know, we feel comfortable and safe driving.
Yeah, driving is a bad part.
Yeah.
Because we're a school bus, the cruise control was removed.
Yeah.
So we don't have cruise control, which is really annoying. And if you're on a long straight road for long enough, your foot will start to fall asleep trying to balance like the
Or it just starts to like cramp or something.
yeah, like your
you
ankle
know?
will cramp from trying to balance like 70 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do more than 600-700 mile a day. You ain't an over-the-road driver.
Another thing that sucks about driving, sometimes places are unexpectedly closed.
Oh yeah, like if we're going to like stay somewhere, stay at a park or something like that, like sometimes it'll just be closed or a rest area and we're just like, oh, it's like nighttime now, and we also don't like driving at night, you know?
Which you shouldn't ever drive at night.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. We put new headlights on, so it's not as bad now.
Mhm.
But just from like road experience, if you can avoid driving at night,
Just avoid
avoid
it.
driving at night.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sucks. Sometimes places are closed unexpectedly. You'll go on the website. Some
Yeah.
government places will say open, and then you get there, it's closed. Super sucks.
Mhm.
And then another thing is driving to places that are really sketchy.
Yeah.
Like, you might get somewhere. We've gotten to a couple places late at night and been like, we're not staying
Yeah,
here.
we're like, we'll just keep going.
Yeah,
you know?
we'll just turn back around, go out that hour way that we drove in, and just get out of here. Because some places are just really scary.
And it takes a lot for us to call something sketchy, honestly. For us to say, like, we're not going to stay here. It's too sketchy. Because, like, you know, we're prepared. We're going to take care of ourselves at the end of the day. You know, God forbid if something happens. But, like, a lot of people are dramatic about it and say a lot of places are sketchy when
we've
they're
only
not.
ran into a couple.
Yes,
but it's part of the bad.
It's like, if you get a bad feeling or you don't think it's a good place, just leave.
Yeah.
You know?
So there are sketchy places that you can pull up to, you know, and there's also some places that are really beautiful, like we were saying in the good.
Yeah.
So the
Most
good
of the
definitely outweighs the
places
bad.
I was about to say, most of the places are really nice and really pretty and you feel really comfortable there, you know?
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
You get into a sketchy place. Another thing that sucks is limited resources. I kind of mentioned something about this earlier.
Like conserving the water.
Yeah, conserving your water.
That.
So that's part of the good, is becoming more aware of things.
Mm-hmm.
But part of the bad is that you do have to become aware of them.
Yeah,
because it does take you a little bit to be like, oh, my gray tank is full.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. We spilled our gray tank for the first time like a week and a half ago.
Yeah, that hasn't happened. We've spilled
We've
lots
never
of pee
spilled.
jugs,
Yeah.
you know?
We spill our
Just
pee,
saying.
but we never spill our gray tank, and we ended up spilling our gray tank. All right, so the next thing we kind of got into a little bit ago, but it's limited resources.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have unlimited access to anything all the time.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much no matter where you are, something, like even when we were in Quartzsite, the water place was out of water.
Yeah.
So even though we
Sometimes
thought there was going to be water at the water
happen.
store, there was no water. So having limited resources, well, it can be a good thing because you become really aware of what you're using. It can also be a big downside where you can't hold unlimited food.
Yeah.
You can't store unlimited electricity. You can't be ready for 4 days of no solar in a row.
Yeah.
Like, there's just some things that, well, pretty much everything in the bus is limited. You're limited on gas, how far you can go. You're limited on electricity, how much solar you can bring in versus how much you
food
use,
you can fit
how
in
much
there.
food you can bring. Yeah, so limited resources is one of those things that you do have to be really well aware of. And we've been upgrading, like, the main thing that we've upgraded is just how much water we can carry, like fresh water. That's the number one thing that we started with, like 2-gallon jugs, then it was like 5-gallon jugs, then it was like 7-gallon jugs, and then it turned into one big 5-gallon with 4 1-gallons, and now it's 2 big 5-gallon jugs.
Yeah.
So limited resources is a really big one, just because at the beginning it can be hard to wrap your head around, oh, I have to empty my pee.
Yeah.
Or, oh, you know, I don't have anywhere to go to the bathroom because you might not have your rig fully built out yet.
Mm-hmm.
Going on to the next is noisy places.
Yeah, when you have to stay in noisy places. We don't have that very often. So.
Not very often, but it has happened where it's like sometimes late at night, the local kids, like right where you're supposed to park like where the RV parking is.
Yeah.
Like the local kids will just park there and rev their engines all night and talk, and you know, they'll be up all night sitting at the benches like right in front of your rig. So you do run into noisy places. It is a negative. Honestly, if you're boondocking in the middle of nowhere, you're probably never gonna see anybody.
Yeah, most of the time we don't run into noisy places. So.
Yeah, but it is something to keep in mind. Another really big one, especially in the United States, is bad drivers.
Yeah, people are bad at driving.
Yeah, people will just cut you off. They don't realize that, you know, you're driving a 10,000-pound rig and you can't just stop. You'll just rear end them and just crash through their car.
Yeah.
Which goes into the next one, which is people. People are a bad thing sometimes. People can be sketchy. People can be stupid. People can do dumb things. And no matter where you are, you'll run into a strange person.
Yeah.
Either, you know, being super sketchy, bumming you out, bugging you out, parking really close to your rig, you know, just being a sketch wad.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, people can suck. Another big negative is the anxiety of the house being a bus.
Yeah, just.
And then sometimes it is hard to find places to stay. Veda will have like 3 or 4 places lined up.
Yeah.
And none of them work out.
For some reason, things don't work out, you know? Things happen.
Stuff happens. We're back. The camera angle might be a little different. We might look a little bit different. We had some technical difficulties.
Yes.
But we're going to jump back into staying clean. It is difficult to stay clean.
It is difficult to stay clean. So I'm sure it's difficult for everyone for a lot of reasons. But for us, main reason is because we don't have a fixed shower in the bus because our space is pretty small. So we also didn't build out the bus, so we weren't able to put in a fixed shower. So it is what it is. And then also, even if we did have a shower, just conserving water. You know, we're not going to be taking a shower every single day. So you do have to, you know, sacrifice some things when it comes to being clean. But of course, we're not dirty. You wipe down with baby wipes and all of that stuff.
Yeah, we brush our teeth every morning, all that good stuff. So we stay as clean as we can.
Yeah.
But staying as clean as you can versus staying as clean as you can in a house is very different.
Yeah.
Because you can shower when you wake up, shower before you go to bed, shower, you know, 400 times a day if you want.
Yep.
If you're sick, you can jump in a hot shower. If you're not feeling good, you could take a warm bath.
Yeah.
Those are some things that you do have to have a pretty big trade-off for.
Yeah, you do.
Another negative, we kind of talked about it a little bit, but car problems, vehicle problems. If you're living in your vehicle and it has to be somewhere for an extended period of time.
Yeah, like when we got the bus worked on, luckily we were at some family's house, so we did have a place to sleep for a couple days while the bus was in the shop, you know?
Yeah, so we did get lucky there, but that's not an option for everybody. So it is hard to, you know, just be like, okay,
like what
I
do
might not have money for an Airbnb. I might not have money. So
for a hotel.
Make sure you pack a tent.
Yeah.
Because we have a tent.
Yeah.
We never used it. We've never had to take it out.
But we do have one.
But
just
we do
in
have
case
a tent just
if
in
we need
case.
it. Yeah.
If we want to set our toilet outside so that it's not in the bus, we can have our own bathroom, VIP bathroom, if you will. But going into the next thing, so this is kind of plays off the being alone in the good can also play to being bad and turns into loneliness. Yeah. Where, you know, you miss your friends, you miss your family, you miss, you know, social interactions.
Just interacting with people in general, which it doesn't really happen very often that we're like missing that, you know, but it can happen, especially if you're someone who's a very social person.
Yeah, if you're like a social butterfly, the best thing for you to try to do is to find a caravan.
People. Yeah.
You find a caravan and you just travel with the same group of people around. Yeah. I don't know how hard that would be nowadays. I feel like it'd be pretty easy.
I feel like it would be too, but again, I mean, we haven't really run across anything like that, you know?
Not that we've been aware of. Yeah, technically, if you find a friend and you're like, hey, do you mind if I travel with you? You could do that, travel around. That's super fun. But yeah, that is part of the negative is you can be very lonely. And the last big thing I would say is being sick. Yeah. Like it does suck to be sick in the bus. Where we've had to get an Airbnb once.
Yeah, for you. Luckily, I've never been sick in the bus.
Not like sick.
Yeah, so, but
we've both been normal sick, but very sick is a different thing.
Yeah, like, it would definitely be a pain to be, like, stomach bug, throwing up kind of sick, you know? It's like something like that in a space where you don't have a bathroom. Yeah.
Having the runs would suck in the bus. You have nowhere to run to if you have the runs. But that pretty much concludes the good, the bad, and the ugly. We did kind of do some rambling in the video, but, you know, we don't care. This is our channel.
How it goes.
That's how we do. But yeah, if you guys like the content, if you want to see updates on other things, what we've changed in the bus, if you want us to do another bus tour, because we haven't done one in a while,
let us know.
Let us know in the comments down below. We do have to beg for people to like, comment, and subscribe because we are a small channel. Yeah. We're not trying to get big, but we are trying to share a lot of the information that we have. Yeah,
just share useful information that we've come across and that's helped us along the way, you know?
Yeah, so anytime you guys share these videos with other van lifers, bus lifers, they might see something or they might know something we don't know. So the community is pretty tight-knit and it is really easy to find good information, but it's also really easy to find bad information. Yeah. So if you guys are ever looking for good information, you can always comment on one of our videos. If you have a genuine question, I do really take the time to write long responses because we are still a small channel, so I can write like 2 or 3 paragraphs on my thoughts about something, or if you're having trouble installing something or you need advice on something like that, you know. Okay, Miss Thang, you know, comment down below. I'm more than willing to help. And if we're in the area, we're super down to hang out. You can hit us up on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Poopy Bus Adventures. You know where to find us. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe.
That's
all
it
that good
for
stuff.
Our 1 year in the bus video.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah,
the best time of our lives. Wangles, where are you going?
Yeah, it's been a good time, and hopefully we'll see you guys for year 2.
Yep.
Peace.
Bye.